Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're featuring a Seiko 5. Now Seiko 5 I think are a great place for anyone wanting to start out a journey, into automatic watches, or kind of dip their toe, see if they think, if they actually like them, because some of them are very affordable. Also, the good things are you can modify them. I was commissioned only the other day by one of my subscribers if I would make him a modified watch, and I think it turned out absolutely superb. He was over the moon with it. So this one we have here is the SRPJ91. Now this is a little bit more special because this is a limited edition. There's only 4,000 of these worldwide. It may sound like a large number, but don't be surprised if these are gone very quickly. I got this through Ryan at Francis Gaye of Coventry. They've got a massive selection of watches in there, guys. If you're based in the Midlands, worth popping in. If not, if you're further afield, check out their website. I'm certain they can get a watch sent out to you, no problem. So anyway, as I say, this one here, this takes its design cues really from one of Seiko 5's original watches back in 1968, I believe it was. And that's, it carries the same kind of font with the bezel and also the minute track and hour track round there. So the hour markers, sorry. So that's what makes this one a little bit special. Also, it comes in a rather cool box because they're calling this one the Masked Rider. It's been done in conjunction with them. The Masked Rider was a cult Japanese TV series, and the box I think just looks fantastic. It really is quite cool how they've done this. I know it's only a box, but it's always a nice touch when something's a little bit different. So anyway, let's talk sizes of this watch. It's 42.5 millimeters. The thickness is 13.4 millimeters. The lug to lug, which is from here to here, the longest point across the watch, that's 46 mil, which is a very wearable size to be fair, and a 22 millimeter leather strap on this. But let's check that dial out. The dial, I think, does look rather cool. Turns out they got this green colour. They did this so as to match the mask of the Masked Rider in the TV series. So that's why they've done this kind of green. And I say the other hour markers, minute track and so forth, this is all done in conjunction with their old 1968 watch. And I must admit, it is rather actually cool. This bezel especially is rather chunky and flash on this. The hands, as you can see, we've got nicely polished hands. We've got a nice bit of polishing on these hour markers. You do have lume in both the hands and on this rather fancy red second hand here. And the hour markers. It is strong. It is Seiko's, which is normally a good thing for any lume. Not quite as bright as you'd see on some of the divers watches, because simple fact is there's not as much of it on here. You do have the date complication there with a black background, and overall it's quite nice. I like the chapter ring going up here, and it actually does seem to line up, so that definitely is a positive. Now, as I say, we have this domed crystal here. It looks like, I think it's single dome, not quite sure actually, checking there, can't quite see it. But the crystal is a hard lux. To be fair, I've got no problem really with hard lux. I don't see a problem. I know some people prefer sapphire, but that's always something you can swap out at a later date if you so desired. Now, as for the bezel, let's have a listen. Quite a nice sound to it, actually. Bit of back play, but perfectly acceptable. And I say, does it line up? One more clip, that's it. So it does actually line up, so that's all good. It does look to have a aluminium bezel insert in here. We do have a loomed pip at the top. Now, as you can see, it does look, I think, oversized. It looks quite chunky on this watch. I think it does look the part. You can purchase the bezel quite easily on this, no problem at all. The case itself is just nice and simple, to be fair. No fancy decorating. We do have drilled lugs, which makes swapping over the straps much easier. And overall, I think it's nice. If you go too polished, sometimes it can look too much. But this one, I think, is just the right amount at this price point. The crown isn't signed. It isn't a screw down crown, but you do have 100 meters of water resistancy with this. If I turn it around, As you can see, we have this kind of fancy back on here, which obscures. It is heavily smoked. You can just about see the movement through there, but not very much so. But there you go. That's actually the back, and that's all the Master Rider. So it does look good. But if you might notice, the inside of this leather strap does look very cool against it with that burgundy kind of colour. The strap itself on this, I think, is lovely. It does feel a premium strap. Oh, one thing I should mention, actually, the movement in this watch is the 4R36. Now, I put it on the time grapher, and to be fair, I wasn't expecting miracles, but this one actually performed really well. I think it was 2 or 3 seconds. So, no problem there at all. That was pretty impressive. So anyway, as I say, back to this strap. It is quite a nice, high quality strap. You do have 2 keepers, one sewn in and one floating. You do have the Seiko logo there. And you also have this nice wide pin on here, which I prefer to the very thin ones myself. I just think it looks better, personally. I'll put it on my wrist so you get an idea how it looks. Quick wrist check. I am wearing a Larco Scorpion. I rather like this watch. I've got this in from Larco at the moment to review, and I'm very, very fond of that watch. Bob, what do you have there, sir? Bob has another limited edition Seiko 5, which is coming up for review. That is the Honda Club Sport or something, Super Cup. So I must admit, that is kind of cool as well. I'll just put this on, and there you go. My wrist size is 7¼ inches, and this does feel really good. To be fair, I haven't pulled a strap round because I don't want to leave any marks in there. It is a very, I say the strap does feel very premium. It would take a little bit of time to break in though, I think, but it does look the part. But I think that looks pretty cool, actually, to be fair. I don't know, what do you guys think? Is it one you would buy or not? I'll be interested to see how quickly these sell out. I've got a feeling they will go quite quick, being there's only 4,000 worldwide. I say it sounds like a big number, but when you're dealing with Seiko, 4,000 isn't a lot. Just remember how many watches this company produces and sells a day. So they are probably the biggest market, for watches out there, for Seikos. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you at the next review. Well, all the best. Stay safe. Bye.